get a fast car. I want a ticket to anywhere.
Okay, admit it. When you buy a car, you look for more than just fuel efficiency, right? Durability, reliability, that's all good. But you want a ride that is cool. And now, it used to be that buying an inexpensive car meant buying an uncool car. But that's not the case anymore. The world's auto manufacturers are putting more personality and distinction into their lower-priced offerings. So joining us today is MUZIO, who's the managing editor for KELLEY Blue Book, to reveal the 2014 10 coolest new cars under $18,000. Micah, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Absolutely, yeah, thanks for having me. You're absolutely right. There was a time where if you only had $18,000 or less to spend, you were in a penalty box, but not anymore. In fact, we've got an entire list of 10 cool cars that you can find at kbb.com. In fact, I'm standing in a studio here in front of 3 of them. Let me just dive into it. Over my right shoulder, this is the Hyundai Veloster. It's a really interesting car. When you walk up to it from the driver's side, you have a single door like you're walking up to a coupe, but if you swing around to the right side of the vehicle, there's actually 2 doors over there, which means you can throw gear in the back seat with very little issue. It's a very clever design, and it's asymmetrical. There's like nothing else out there on the road that looks like the Hyundai Veloster. And by the way, they've also coupled these cool looks with some really cool standard features, things like a backup camera, a standard 7-inch touchscreen, and a 196-watt 6-speaker audio system. So a lot of cool stuff, wrapped up into a cool package here. But when you talk about cool, the question is, well, how are we defining cool?
Yeah.
And we look for fun to drive,
okay,
and we also look for fun to own. And I think fun to own also equals not spending all of your money on gas, which is one of the things that make the Ford Fiesta stand out. So in standard form, over 40 miles per gallon on the freeway, but the Fiesta also offers it's a $1,000 option, but you can still get this under $18,000, a 1-liter engine that ups highway fuel economy to 45 miles per gallon, which is staggering. And then you put that in a car that's really fun to drive and also has some nice details inside, soft materials. It feels like a much nicer car than you'd expect for a car with the base price of $15,000.
Yeah. That's okay. Now, Micah, let me make sure I'm understanding you right here. I want to be cool. I want it to be fun to drive, but that doesn't mean I have to give up the fuel economy and the reliability.
No, not at all. In fact, cars these days are pretty much universally reliable. So the ways that manufacturers are distinguishing one car from another is through design and through features. In fact, the Mazda 3, which is our #1 car on this year's list, it looks fantastic. It's all new for 2014. In fact, the Mazda 3 has been on our list of the top 10 coolest cars under $18,000 every year we've done the list, which is 11 years now. So it's a staple on our list. But it's also super fun to drive. For a car with like an $18,000 base price, this is more fun than we probably deserve. just a blast to drive.
So are you seeing any new trends with the new cars these days?
Absolutely, yeah. We're seeing the trickle-down effect of technology. So things that you typically associate with luxury cars are being infused into cars that normal people like you and I can afford. The Mazda 3 is a great example. Now, it'll bump you up over that $18,000 mark, but if you're willing to spend a little bit more, you can get technologies like lane departure warning or radar-based cruise control, right, or automatic braking system that will help mitigate or prevent crashes. That's the kind of stuff that only a few years ago you'd find only on luxury cars, and you can get those now in cars with a base price under $18,000.
All right, I'm looking for a new car. I'm wanting to keep inside my budget, but at the same time, I'm wanting something that I like. You got any tips for what the best thing is for me to do?
Well, I think #1 tip is to do your research. So think about what your needs are, what your lifestyle needs are, how many people you carry around, and how much gear you have, and what you want to do. And then do your research. Go to kbb.com. And, this is a great starting point. If you want a cool car that's within your budget, look through the list and see what jumps out to you. Make a short list, then go drive them. You actually have to drive these cars to really know if it's going to work for you. So maybe just come on out to Los Angeles. I'll take you out. We'll go do some test drives.
We'll go for a spin. Micah MUZIO, managing editor for KELLEY Blue Book. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Now, if you want to know more about buying a cool car, just go to our website, WBOC.com, and click on the picture at the top of the page. Now, here are the other cars on KBB's list of coolest cars under $18,000. The 2014 Nissan Versa Note. The folks at KBB say this car is roomy, offers cool features like an around view monitor. Next on the list, the 2014 Chevrolet Sonic. KBB says it's fun to drive, feels larger than it is, which is great for comfort. The Dodge Dart, also considered one of the coolest new cars under $18,000. Why? Because of its Uconnect infotainment system and its roomy backseat. How about the 2014 Fiat 500? Take a look at this thing. KBB says it comes with plenty of personality minus the high price tag. You'll also find the 2014 Volkswagen Jetta on the list of Kelley Blue Book's top 10 cars under $18,000 because of its style, its turbocharged base engine, and its roomy back seat. Next on the list, the 2014 Honda Civic Coupe. The folks at KBB say even the base model comes with Bluetooth and USB connectivity, a backup camera, and text message integration. And finally, the 2014 Kia Soul. Just kind of makes you want to dance, doesn't it? KBB says it's got a new look and it's still practical, which lands it on the list of the 10 coolest cars under $18,000. All right, Lisa, I gotta go put my hair back on.
That is an excellent idea, Jimmy, because this party is just getting started as we celebrate a decade a day in honor of WBOC's 60th anniversary. You know, convenience is what drove a lot of the food that we ate in the 90s. Up next, we're in the kitchen making a convenient and delicious dish. But first, we're ready for Delmarva Life's Sean Stryker to dish out another clue in our search for Stryker. Sean, we need clue number 2.
Yeah, Lisa, I have your second clue. Former NFL offensive tackle Lucas George Pettigrew went to high school in this town. And just in case you don't follow football, coming up, I still have one more clue. Delmarva Life will be right back.